Hello lads and lasses and welcome back to the channel. Unless you've not been here before, and then welcome to. Today we are going to be talking about mobile ticketing because that came out yesterday. We're going to talk a little bit about Steve Bruce. We've gotten a new partnership which we'll get into in a little bit, and then we'll finish off with some transfers as usual in these videos. Before we get into any of that, if you find yourself here often or if you think you're enjoying the content at hand, please do go subscribe and leave a like if you don't mind. So, the mobile tickets were released yesterday. I've got mine on my phone. If you've not got yours on yours, then there's an easy step-by-step guide on the NUFC website, both iOS and Android. It's really easy to do, as long as you've got the account that's got the tickets on. It's much easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it's still going to be a nightmare. If you don't have a phone that can access these tickets, you have to go to the box office within 48 hours before the match to pick up your ticket. The thing I saw didn't say whether or not this was a one-time thing or if you had to do this before every match, because it could mean some people are going to the box office every other day to pick up tickets for the entire season, which isn't great. It's not what you want. I know we want to switch to a mobile ticketing service, but there's a lot of the older generation, a lot of bands who don't have the ability to get a ticket on a mobile device. So it's good, but it's bad. I'm not fond of the mobile ticketing. The good thing about having an actual ticket when you were a band was you got to keep it a look on later in life. I've got all my season tickets somewhere from the past, so I mean that's lost, but mobile ticketing is potentially going to make it easier. It's going to be a quick tap in. The only problem that they're going to have is if those ticket machines go down, how are they going to know that our ticket and let in? So we'll take the good with the bad. We'll see how it works in it's 2 weeks time now, and not that long at all. Right, so if you haven't seen, Steve Bruce came out on a podcast for some reason, and he apparently told the owners to give him a sack. That wouldn't surprise us. He was awful, and there was no way he wasn't looking to get the sack at some point with the new owners coming in and being able to dish out that money. But he said that he suggested Eddie, but I thought he slandered Eddie for being the manager that got Bournemouth relegated. So I just thought that was an interesting crossover. Probably not, but Steve Bruce can do one. So the club released a statement yesterday saying that they have now formed a partnership with Larne FC, who are an NIFL Premiership team. It is a partnership with our academy, so it's going to allow our academy to go over to that team in that league more easily, probably with a better connection. Allow those players to get game time in what is probably more of a developing league. The most important thing is they're getting game time. Both teams have spoken out about it. Both are going to look forward to the opportunity that they've given themselves. I think it was the Larne FC owner. It was their owner or manager. I can't remember who they spoke to, but he was saying that they've used a lot of young players, and they look forward to doing more of that. So being able to send our young players to help them achieve those goals they've set themselves, really going to help us, really going to help them. But it also allows for coaches to share knowledge, experience, coach development, scouting tips, I guess, and recruitment. So it's a view from a different league. It's an interesting thing we can develop. And just before we get into transfers, a lot of you'll know this by now. Eddie Howe, after the Chelsea game, said Miley will be staying with the team. He'll not be going out on loan, not be looking for anything like that. He will be staying with the first team to help his development. So that means we'll see him in the Premier League, in some other cups, possibly in the Champions League. I'm very excited, as with everyone else. I mean, who can't be? Incredible young talent coming through. Only 17, you know. I don't know if you knew that. Only 17. So we have a couple of completed transfers. First one is Kel Watts on loan at Wigan. This isn't until the end of the season. It's probably going to see him leave as a free agent. I don't think we're looking to renew his deal after this. So if he does well enough at Wigan, he can probably secure a free transfer there. All the best to Kel Watts. He's not quite made it in this first team, which is a shame, but he's clearly not up to the standard that we need. So we've shipped him on, and it's another shame we couldn't get a fee for him. We've missed out on a fee on probably a few players, like Carl Darlow. He's officially leaving again. I mean, I talked about this the other day. He's choosing Leeds over Bournemouth, but the price we're getting for him is questionable. I've seen prices as low as 4k, as high as 600, not 400k, as high as 600k, possibly 650 I was told, but that is far off the initial £6 million that we initially quoted. So I don't understand how we're only getting this, like 10% of what we wanted. It's an interesting one. I don't know what's happened there, especially with how prices are going at the moment. You would have thought that it probably would have been a bit more expensive, but no, he's incredibly cheap. He's going to do fantastic. Like I said when I talked about him the other day, he's going to do fantastic at Leeds. And to get him for so cheap is a good thing for them. And the final confirmed outgoing is Jamal Lewis to Watford. I spoke about this, the same video as Carl Darlow, but this has been confirmed now. He is definitely, it's been confirmed, he's there. It's a loan, like we said, to Watford. It does have an option to buy, unsure on the price, that is, but the option's there, which is a shame, because I feel Jamal could have came back after getting some football into him, and he could have made a run for this first team, because we still need left backs. Oh, I'm tired again, I do apologise. Not as tired as yesterday. I apologise for that video yesterday, that was awful. Anyways, yeah, it would have been good to see him come back and get a bit of first team football, but it is what it is. If he does well enough at Watford, then Watford can keep him. I'm sure we'll eventually go out and sign somebody. So, I mentioned the other day that Ryan Fraser was looking to leave to Leeds. That's still possibly the case, but he might also go to Celtic now. He's rumoured to be in talks with that club also. And Harrison Ashby is in talks with Swansea for a loan move there. He does need the game time. We do have a lot of right backs at the moment, and if he can get some first team football with Swansea, I prefer he went there than play second fiddle here for another year or two when we have Manquillo and Kraft who can do that similar sort of job. And he does need first team football, otherwise it could be detrimental to his potential and his growth as a player. So we'll get on to some incomings now. There's been rumours here and there, but Eddie Howe came out again after the Chelsea game saying we are signing a left back and centre back. We are looking to sign a left back and centre back. They are confirmed to be positions we're actively looking for. I'm finally in agreement that we need a right-sided centre back who has a little bit more pace, especially after watching Shaw in that game against Chelsea against the likes of Nicholas Jackson, who are a little bit faster. We need that sort of extra cover there. A lot of people saying we need a ball playing centre back. We probably do. We the centre backs have the ball at their feet a lot. I can see that being something that's needed. I've not heard anything as of yet for centre back. We are apparently still in talks with Livramento. There is apparently a 10 million difference between the valuations, which is the only thing not getting this over the line. But I am fine losing out on this player as if we can if we're not getting a good deal for him. If we're overpaying, I'm not fussed. I'm fine not getting him. If we're paying a fair price, then yeah, go for it. But that 10 million is a lot, considering we have a very initial low budget. And a rumoured transfer, Zaniolo has been rumoured to potentially be on his way to the club. This might not happen. He's only 24 still. I thought he was older. He's playing in Turkey. He's at Galatasaray currently, so I don't know what happened between them, Zaniolo and Roma. Clearly didn't work out. Jose Mourinho didn't want it. So he's at Galatasaray. Would be a pretty decent addition if he's playing like he was back in Roma. I've not heard much of him since he's went to Galatasaray, so that might be an indication that he's not all that these days. But again, we have a lot of midfielders. Lewis Miley is staying, so we have 7 midfielders currently. A couple of people saying we need to add a couple more, but we're not looking for starters necessarily. And you've got to think, well, Zaniolo sit on the bench week in, week out. Probably play second fiddle coming on behind Lewis Miley, because Lewis Miley can do it all, and he's going to get game minutes this season. Unsure, but an alright addition. So that is the end of this one. If you've found yourself here, go down below, hit that subscribe button, hit that like if you did enjoy. The Brighton game is at midnight, Saturday morning, Friday going on Saturday, Friday being a day. So we have that to look forward to. I will have my review. Hopefully I won't be incapable of talking as I was in yesterday's Chelsea review, because that was awful. And again, I do apologise. I don't know why. Yeah, I should have just waited until I was more awake. I needed a nap, clearly. But yes, I will be back for the Brighton review. I will be watching it, putting my life on the line. My sleep deprivation will become worse, but it's for the channel, so it's alright. But anyways, as I said, if you did enjoy, like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. That's not something I've said. We've had a lot of people come to the channel not subscribed. We should start converting them a little bit. But anyway, I'll see you in the next one. In a bit, pal.